Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. Nnamdi Kanu is coming out, but he's not gonna. Nnamdi Kanu is coming out, but he's not coming out with good health, because
government must obey the law. Rule of law is an intrinsic asset that we must cherish and live with.
I see him being poisoned slowly. I see him being poisoned slowly. So when he comes out, first, he's no more the choice of God to lead the Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is no more the choice to lead Biafra, because he has stained his hand with blood. The Lord said, I will raise another man to stand for Biafra, that will lead Biafra. It's no more Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi will refuse you. You won't die, he said. Then they release him, and he said, no more election in the southeast. It's another trouble. So we must pray for Nnamdi Kanu, but he will be released. But I pray it will not still be at the weakest point of his life. For a leader has been chosen for Biafra. I saw another man that God has chosen for Biafra. This man will come to lead Biafra. He will not stain his hand with blood. He will only be enlightened to bring Biafra to come to pass. The Lord said, for his hand, for this one, your hand has been stained. You can't bring Biafra. So I will bring another son of the soil, who will be like Solomon, who will build me a new temple, that his hand is not soil for the Biafra. I understand what I'm saying? Biafra, the Lord has chosen you, a new leader, that will come and bring you Biafra. For his hand will not be stained with blood. I end here. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
So, beloved, I believe you heard what Prophet Abel Boma has to say concerning Nnamdi Kanu and what is about to happen. I'm not going to talk much. I'm going to let you watch a video by Peter Obi, hear what he has to say to the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, concerning the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, guys, here is the video. I'm just going to let you watch and hear what Peter Obi has to say. Then I will be back shortly.
Government must obey the law. Rule of law is an intrinsic asset that we must cherish and live with. And I've said I'm going to discuss with every agitator. And I use the same opportunity to play to government to ensure that all those who are in similar conditions are released and discussed with. We're a democratic government. We shouldn't be doing things that are arbitrary.
Still in the southeast, traders at Oseo Court.
So you also hear what Peter Obi has to say concerning the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he should be released, and also other that has similar case. Mind you, during the 2020 protests in Lagos, Nigeria, some people were captured and jailed, and up till now they are still in jail for no crime because they came out to protest, which is very, very bad for me. And you hear what the man of God also has to say concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is going to be released, but his health is not going to be in good condition, that God also doesn't want him to be the leader of the indigenous people of the Igbo anymore. I don't really know, and I don't know if that is a pleasant news, but I just say let me come here and share it with each and every one of you. But one thing I also like, the step that Peter Obi actually took in this case, is that at least he's trying to air out his voice, is trying to speak. I will say that in terms of Nnamdi Kanu and the Boko Harams and Fulani herdsmen and all these, what is it called, bandits, do you think Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous than those people? And I remember when President Muhammad Buhari blaze over how many Boko Haram, say that they have repented, that they are no longer a threat to the country, and this man has not done anything. All he wants is to make sure that his people are okay. All he wants is to make sure that his people have their own nation. That is what they are fighting for. But Boko Harams, they have destroyed villages, they have destroyed life and properties, and they have taken life more than we could ever count in the northern part of the country, and it's still happening as we speak. Some people are victims of Boko Haram till today. They have started bombing in different states in Nigeria, and these people are going to be busting out one after the other. They are popping like pimples that are on a lady's face before you know, pim, 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 pim. That is how they are coming out, which is very, very bad. And honestly, it may seem as if it's something of joke, but it's not joke. And I think that enough is enough. I felt like the government should do the right thing, honestly, by letting that man out. They have kept him there for too long, which he needs to be out. There is no two ways about it. There is no way they are going to tell me that, oh, they are doing justice. And what is his crime? Is it to agitate that he does not want to be in Nigeria? He wants a country, a nation on their own. That is what their people solely want. Yes, probably not all the Igbos that are in support of that, but then give them a chance, for crying out loud. If like other people were actually fighting the way he's fighting, and because of the injustice that happened in the east that you're seeing, it was because he was captured. The government went to capture him and jailed him. What do you expect his people to do? Fold their hands and watch? That means he's not a good leader. That means they don't really feel for him. This is somebody, he may not be their president, he may not be their ruler, but he's the one that he's trying to fight. Since Ojukwu did that, and you all know what generated the civil war, it's still the same thing. So I feel like the government should just let these people be. If they say they don't want to be part of Nigeria, let them be. Give them their own nation. Let them go and start their own nation. I hope the government here, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, hears the plea of Peter Obi and also release those that went to jail during the NSAS protest, because it's like another protest is coming, and it's gonna be massive, it's gonna be bigger, and it's gonna be dangerous more than the NSAS protest, because this time around everybody, both old, young, little, are gonna march on the streets of Nigeria until they do something, because right now the situation of living, it's just something else. It's so damaging and so corrupt, and the government are not doing anything. Tax here, tax there, tax that. And there's something Dangote actually says that I just want you to watch and hear what he was telling them, that he's not an economist, so but why is it that inflation is just going high? So if Dangote could complain, so we all have the same right to also complain. Just watch the video and hear what he has to say.
Mr. Vice President, Your Excellency, I know that today we're battling with a very high interest rate. This interest rate is now saying that we should fight inflation. I'm not an economist. I'm just a local businessman. But, Your Excellency, the other countries, why did they jack up interest rates? Because during COVID, the G7 countries pumped money into their economies to the tune of 18.9 trillion. So their economies were over, they were over, they were evaporated with so many things. So there are so much of money chasing few goods. So if you have so much of money chasing fewer goods, it means that everything is going to go up. But, Your Excellency, during COVID, we did not, and I repeat, we did not reflect any economy at all. We didn't do anything. The only thing that we did was sharing of palliatives. I'm not talking about Nigeria now. I'm talking about Africa in general. There's no any African country that can. Maybe some few have actually given lower interest rates. But right now, Your Excellency, at 30%, there's no way anybody can create jobs. If interest rate is 30%, there won't be any job creation because we're actually stifling growth. So interest rate can remain 30, but then no growth will happen unless that interest rate goes down.
So, beloved, you heard what Aliko Dangote has to say concerning the inflation of 30%. He says that how can they create a job? Because with this amount of inflation, there is no way that there will be job opportunity, because you're not going to make margin at the end of the day from that particular business. So how are you going to create job for people? And honestly, this thing, they need to look into it because it's just so crazy. Yes, everybody is claiming they're blaming COVID-19 for actually putting us on this era that we are right now. Let me do it that way, because this sickness came about 4 years ago and it seems like we're not still out of it. It's only we Africa, because other countries has actually put measure for such thing in case it happens. They have made plans for this kind of illness for over a decade, not today, not 2 years ago, not 4 years ago, not 6 years ago. But it seems like since we don't have plan, and the man is also trying to tell us that, okay, if you're claiming that COVID-19 actually is the cause why prices of commodity are going up and why our economic is down, during COVID-19 we did not add any money to make inflation to go higher. Like, that means there is more money but there is no product and service. Like, there is more money, there is cash, but there is no goods, so it's going to make the cash worthless. But in the case of Nigeria and some other African country, it's not like that. So how do you explain that? Please, Mr. Vice President, you and President should explain, no, because we are tired and it's bad, honestly. Because these people are just taking us for granted and they are taking us for a ride. And this is the time for us to wake up and actually put them in their place. So guys, that is just the video that I want to share with you guys today. And please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe, comment, like, share with family and friends so that you don't miss out on any of our content. And also don't forget to turn on the post notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you. Thank you for always watching our video, and thank you for always staying tuned. God bless you as you do that all the time. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one shortly.